Alright, what's happening YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we are going over my weekly fragrance rotation from last week. The 7 fragrances I wore last week. This is an interesting one. I had a little bit of everything in here. Some playful, bright, citrusy, stuff. Some heavy, deep, rich, serious stuff. Let's get into it. Before we do, as always guys, you know the drill. If you haven't done so already, I invite you to at least consider, for crying out loud, subscribing and ringing the bell. That's how this works. I make videos, you subscribe, I'm doing my part. Are you doing yours? So let's get into the list. Last Saturday, I went with a video that I reviewed recently and talked about recently. Sherman Signature. I almost said the icon again. My goodness. Not a bad fragrance. And you guys had reached out to me and let me know that this is inspired by Tom Ford's ombre leather. I don't know why I didn't get that. I don't own that fragrance, but I have smelled that relatively recently, so I should have picked that up. And yeah, I do get it. But I'll stand by what I said. I still smell blueberry with this. I don't know why I smell a hint of blueberry, but nonetheless, a really good fragrance. $9.99 at the rack store is what I got this for. What a steal. Smells somewhat similar to ombre leather for 10 bucks. I mean, if you like that and you got 10 bucks to waste, look into that one. All right, moving into Sunday, I went with Baldassarini Cool Force Sport, a fragrance that I've talked about quite a few times. I really like this stuff. I'm looking forward to the spring and the summertime where I'm going to wear it a lot more this time. You know what this reminds me of the most? And a couple people I've talked to agreed with me a lot, and a couple people I've talked to said, no, you're crazy. I don't get that at all. This reminds me of like a way more mature, expensive smelling version of Nautica Voyage. And it's not exactly like Nautica Voyage. This reminds me of Nautica Voyage with way more woody and musky notes and a lot more depth and maturity. I am excited, like I said, for the summertime to reach for this one more. I didn't wear this that much last summer. And I got a tester bottle, by the way, so I don't have a cap. I cheaped out. Man, this stuff is good. Really, really interesting fragrance. I've said it before and I'll say it again. I think this has a lot of personality and depth for the style of fragrance that it is. For like that bright, kind of citrusy, sporty fragrance. It's got a lot of woody and musky attributes too. Really nice for the price. What does this one cost? I think this is roughly 28 bucks for this tester bottle on FragranceNet. That's a steal to me. Check it out. Look up the notes. See what you guys think. I think you guys will enjoy this one. A lot of depth and personality for a basic, citrusy fragrance. All right, Monday, I went with Dior Homme Intense, a fragrance that I haven't worn in a really long time. Very good stuff. Not much to say that hasn't already been said about this one. I don't want to spend too much time on it. Very nice, classy fragrance. Kind of bright off of my skin. Very, very bright, actually. I do like it, but I still think it's a little too pricey. If I want something like this, and I don't own this, I would go for the Givenchy Gentleman EDP. I think pound for pound, that's a better fragrance. Of course, that's kind of sacrilegious. Dior Homme Intense is a staple to a lot of people. It's beloved by a lot of people, and it is good, but all I'm saying is, if I could go back, and if I had to choose how to spend my money, and I was in one of your positions, if you don't own this, go with Givenchy Gentleman EDP. Not exactly the same fragrance. I'm not saying they smell exactly the same, but it's the same style fragrance, and I think I like that one a little more, and it's more affordable. All right, moving into Tuesday, I went with our Mooff's Radical Brown, a fragrance I have not worn in a long time, and another one that you guys actually reached out to me and gave me some info on what this is inspired by. So when I originally reviewed this, I said I got a lot of Guerlain L'Homme EDP, but you guys would tell me this is actually really heavily inspired by, what was it? Parfum de Marly's Herod. And yeah, I definitely get that. I don't own Herod, but I did have a decant laying around here and I smelled it. I said, why did I catch that? Yeah, I definitely get Herod. Now, I do think, I still will say that I get both. I still get a lot of Herod and I still get a lot of the Guerlain L'Homme EDP. But yeah, good fragrance. I actually have a horrible scent memory tied to this one. The first time I wore this, I went out with my brother. He ended up getting arrested. Long story for another time, but I was really, I don't know. I tie scent memories to fragrances a lot, so I was really turned off on this one for a while, but I'm going to bring it back into the rotation a little more. Very, very good. I don't remember the price off the top of my head. I think Amazon was the best price I could find with this one, like 32 bucks roughly. Man, I think that's a really good deal. This stuff is very good. might I say slept on a little bit. I don't think enough people are talking about this one. I really encourage you guys to get your hands on this one. Again, I don't like telling you to waste your money and blind buy stuff, but I don't know where you're going to sample this one. If you like Herod, if you like Grand L'Homme, EDL, EDP, you're going to love this stuff. Definitely, definitely good for the price. All right, moving into Wednesday, I went with English Laundry's Notting Hill, a fragrance that I think gets a lot of hate online. Some people I talk to really bash this stuff. I enjoy Notting Hill a lot. I think this one's underappreciated as well. Like I said, a lot of people I see hating on this stuff, and I don't get it. I think it smells really good, especially for the price. Reminds me of Creed Viking a little bit, if I'm being honest. Not on the quality level, of course. Not one-to-one match, so don't stone me for saying that. But it reminds me of Creed Viking. A super budget-friendly, affordable version of that. Really good. Kind of peppery citrus, woody, musky, enjoyable fragrance that, for me, I haven't reached for this one in a long time, so wearing it the other day was really enjoyable to me. I like this stuff. Performs pretty well, too, for the price. I got this along with the big bottle for like $20-something back in the day when I got it at like Ross or Marshall's. Notting Hill, a good way to kind of get your nose on the Creed Viking DNA, in my opinion. All right, moving into Thursday, I went with Ferragamo's Aqua Ascensionally Blue. I love this bottle. A fragrance that I haven't worn, again, in quite a while. Funny story behind this is that when I first smelled this, my oldest brother got it, and I smelled on him, and I was crazy about it. Then I went out and got it, and I don't really like the way it smells on me. I don't think it smells the same on me as it does with him. Whatever, that's how fragrances work. If I'm going to describe this one, kind of a really watered-down Bleu de Chanel smell. Reminds me of Bleu de Chanel EDT a little bit. I actually reach for Missoni Wave much more than this because this is a much deeper, richer, spicier, like EDP version of that. But this reminds me of that DNA, just a little more watered down and sporty. Really good for spring and summertime. I think this is a better option than Missoni Wave in the higher heat because that one can be really overpowering. But again, I love this bottle. And I really enjoy the fragrance, but more so on other people. When I wear it, I don't think it smells as good on me as it does other people. But a good one to reach for. Super affordable as well. I don't remember what this one costs, like 30 to 35 bucks online. Not a bad price. I wish it was a little bit cheaper, but overall, a good fragrance that I haven't worn in a long time. All right, moving into Friday, I went with Dossier's Woody Basil, which is their take on YSL's L'Homme, the original classic DNA that I love. I gotta say, this is arguably one of my, if not my favorites from Dossier. They did such a good job. The original YSL L'Homme DNA is one that I love a lot, but flanker after flanker after flanker tends to get the attention from most reviewers and people online in general, or people in public in general. I like that original DNA probably as much, if not more, than any of the flankers. It never gets old to me. It's sexy, it's romantic, it's playful, it's alluring. It's a crowd pleaser. I really like it. And I think more people need to show it some love instead of all the flankers. But nonetheless, like I said, I think 29 bucks online. This is, as far as I know off the top of my head, the best budget-friendly version of that DNA. So I can't think of a better way to affordably get your hands on that great YSL L'Homme DNA. I think Dossier is the best way to do it. Correct me down below if you know a better way. But this one's good. I love this stuff. It never gets old. They knocked it out of the park with this one. Hey, if you guys enjoyed that video, do me a favor. Drop me a like. It does matter. It helps me out. It lets YouTube know the video is worthwhile and the channel's worthwhile. It tells YouTube you like the video. Maybe someone else would like it too. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I don't know why you haven't already, unless you don't like the content, but I'm sure you do, so subscribe. Until next time, guys, I will leave you how I always leave you. Take your vitamins, hit the gym, and always stay improving. Very important, along with smelling good. God bless. Be well. Until next time, I'm out.